So thank you everybody for being here this evening. I'm Emily Grego. I'm President and CEO of the San Leandro Chamber of Commerce. And we'd like to welcome you to the 2019 State of the City featuring our Honorable Mayor, Pauline Cutter. Thank you all for being here. I'm going to start the evening off by recognizing our elected officials and dignitaries this evening. So to start, we would like to recognize our San Leandro Vice Mayor, Corina Lopez. Councilmember Deborah Cox. Councilmember Victor Aguilar. Councilmember Pete Blue. Councilmember Benny Lee. And Councilmember Ed Hernandez. I also want to recognize from the California 13th Congressional District, Congresswoman Barbara Lee's office. Her Deputy District Director is Jose Hernandez. We also have with us representing California 9th Senate District Senator Nancy Skinner's office. Thank you for being here. Also 18th Assembly District, Assemblymember Rob Bronta's office is also being represented this evening. And 10th Senate District Senator Bob Wachowski is represented by Miriam Brosnan. I also want to recognize San Leandro's Mayor Emeritus and Oro Loma Sanitary District Board of Directors President, Sheila Young. We also have with us Board of Directors Rita Duncan, Fred Simon, and General Manager Jason Warner, all from Oro Loma Sanitary District. We have with us tonight East Bay Regional Parks Board member and former San Leandro Mayor, Ellen Corbett. We have Eden Healthcare District Board of Directors President and also a San Leandro Chamber of Commerce Board of Director, Gordon Galvin. And we have with us the San Leandro School Board of Education Trustees. We have with us Christian Rodriguez, Diana Cola, James Aguilar, and Evelyn Gonzalez. And Peter Oshinsky. We have with us tonight from the City of Hayward, Councilmember Mark Salinas. Thank you all for being here. I also want to recognize from the San Leandro Chamber Board of Directors, our board chair, Emilio Garcia, and board director, Serlene Grant. So I'm honored tonight to recognize our event sponsors for this evening. Your involvement and participation in San Leandro and tonight's program is appreciated. So to start that, I want to recognize our presenting sponsor, Alameda Health System, San Leandro Hospital, Kaiser Permanente, Maximus Real Estate Partners, Wells Fargo Business Banking, and Bridge Housing. Please show them a round of applause. At this time, we will hear from our presenting sponsor, which is Alameda Health System. I would like to invite their Director of Public Affairs and Community Engagement, Terry Lightfoot, to the stage.
Okay, I don't need to stand, so thank you. Thank you very much for having us here. We're glad to be here and able to sponsor this event to get an update on the goings on with San Leandro. We thought we'd talk a little bit about what's going on with Alameda Health System. It wasn't too long ago, I think about maybe 4 to 5 years ago, where we acquired San Leandro Hospital and became a bigger part of this community. So I want to give an update of what's happening both with San Leandro Hospital, but also with our system as well. So our mission really is about caring, healing, teaching, and serving all. And that includes those folks who are low income, vulnerable populations, folks who are homeless, undocumented, also includes commercial patients and others in terms of making sure that we're making a contribution to the total health of the community here in San Leandro and Alameda County. Our vision really is to make sure that we are delivering world-class care and addressing inequities in access to care and disparities in outcomes to care for the people that we serve. We serve about 160,000 patients per year at our variety of facilities. We have 3 acute care hospitals, Highland Hospital, Alameda Hospital, San Leandro Hospital, I think it's this one. Or is it this one? This one. And we also have 4 wellness centers. I'll talk a little bit about some of the transition that's going on with our wellness centers as we go along, but it suffice to say that it wasn't too long ago we were talking about the implementation of the Affordable Care Act. You guys remember we were talking about that? Yes. And I think 2 years ago we were talking about the replacement of the Affordable Care Act, or just a repeal, not quite a replacement. So we still have the Affordable Care Act. The good thing about the Affordable Care Act, sure, feel free to applaud. The good thing about the Affordable Care Act, it has really encouraged and inspired public health system to change the way in which we do our job. So Alameda Health System is in a stage of constant system transformation as we speak. One of the things that we are doing right now is we're in the process of implementing an electronic health record. Some of you in the room have been with organizations that had an electronic health record for a long time. So pardon our delay to the game, but we are investing and transitioning to our electronic health record, which we hope to have live in September of this year. That is a $200 million investment, the largest investment Alameda Health System has ever made into its ability to deliver care. Ultimately, when this is done, this will create a level of connectivity for our patients and the community partners that we have that we've never had before. So the exchange of information, the ability to understand what's happening with patients when they arrive at different places. Right now, we have 10 different record systems that we use to understand where people are, how we build, those sorts of things. It creates a lot of inefficiency, a lot of waste. It also impacts patients' care because the care is not coordinated, so the outcome is not what it should be. We hope, we believe when this is online, a lot of those challenges will be overcome. Complex care management, we have, and the people who are assigned to us, 7% of the people are what we call super users, frequent flyers. They show up in the EDs often. We had a gentleman we were talking to the other day. For a period of time, he was going to either his primary care physician or the ED at least once a week. Those 70% of patients utilize 80% of our resources because they're coming in, they're churning, their care is not coordinated, they have multiple conditions. This gentleman had cirrhosis, diabetes, a number of other things that he was dealing with that kept him coming back. Our complex care management process really identifies community health workers who can identify these folks, work with them and understand what their issues are, connect them to the care that they receive, whether it's clinical care or social services, to make sure that they're on the right track to getting healthy. Based on this ratio I just explained, if we can get those patients coming into the facility healthier and coming in less frequently, we can save a lot of money and resources and continue to roll that back into delivering greater care for everyone. So this is a very important part of the work that we're doing as part of a system transformation. Clinical standardization across the system. So one example of that, we've been trying to become better at being system-oriented. When we acquired San Leandro Hospital, we have a JPA with Alameda Hospital as well. So we're looking to make sure that we function as a system. Those of you in healthcare, we have a phrase we like to use: right care, right place, right time. Okay? This allows us to do that, utilizing our resources more wisely to make sure that we have the right outcome. One of the examples of this is now all of our ED systems, all ED operations at all of our hospitals are managed by the same group of physicians. That means the right care happens in the same way. You have constant care, consistent care, and that delivers great outcomes. Turn and click at the same time. Okay. So, we want to talk to you about the project that we have underway here at Alameda Health System. We currently have our Fairmont Hospital updated LOPEZ, and what we are currently doing, we're transitioning our rehab facility from the Fairmont campus here to the San Leandro Hospital. This gives you a little bit of a sense of what that will look like, the different sorts of additions we're making to the building at the end. We are renovating our 3rd and 4th floors. We're going to be adding, ultimately at the end, we'll have about 28 rehab beds at that facility. That's a significant increase of what we have at Fairmont, and rehab services for patients is very critical. There is a shortage of availability of those services, so our ability to expand that really means increased access for our healthcare consumers here in San Leandro and Alameda County. Okay. So, you guys remember James Jackson? Okay, see, I was afraid to come up here because I remember James. I tried not to dress up too much because he's a very sharp guy. But when we came here, James Jackson led the way of really integrating Alameda Health System into San Leandro, the community of San Leandro. Whether it be being a part of the chamber, other issues around being engaged in a variety of programs that we have listed here. So we continue to be a member of the chamber. I was directed to give a commercial. If you're not a member of the chamber, please join. Is that okay? All right. And so, we work with the San Leandro Senior Center to deliver health resources, community blood drives. We have our mobile clinic, which goes to the Building Futures with Women and Children to provide services to them where they're currently living. So these are some of the ways we're currently involved in the community right now, and there's more that we like to do. So I'd like to end a little bit about talking about the ways in which we're trying to expand access to an awareness of jobs in healthcare with the young folks in our community. So our Health Path program is a program in which we partner with FACES here in San Leandro to extend experiential opportunities for kids to get a hands-on feel for what it's like to pursue and engage in healthcare careers. This program we launched about 3 years ago with a grant from Atlantic Philanthropies. We started out with about 80 people a year going through that program. We're now taking 400 students per year through this program, giving them exposure to a lot of the jobs that they could possibly pursue in healthcare. So we're running a full gamut. We think this is really important for us to do. It's great to grow jobs locally. We recognize that in healthcare, if you train people where you are, that's where they will stay. So we hope that by giving folks this exposure, ultimately this lends itself to our ability to hire more folks, increase the number of people who can be employed in healthcare in the community as well. And I'd like to also say that Alameda Health System was recognized just last week with a Linked Learning Employee Award from the Linked Learning Alliance for the work that we've done in this program. We look to do more. We think it's important for us to be engaged in the community. We understand that without being able to be gainfully employed, it's hard to get health care. It's hard to deliver care. So training people to do the jobs in the fields that we provide is important for our sustainability, and it's also important for the community, recognizing that good jobs add to the base of the community. So we're very happy to be doing that here in Alameda County and in San Leandro. So thank you very much for allowing me to say a few words. And we look forward to our continued engagement in San Leandro, and we look forward to comments from the mayor.
So there's a couple of others that thank you for that, Alameda Health System. And there's a couple of other folks that I want to recognize that are with us tonight. From Alameda County Supervisor Wilma Chan's office, we do have representation. And also San Leandro School Board Trustee Monique Tate is with us this evening. So let's recognize that. So I just want to say on behalf of the San Leandro Chamber of Commerce that I'm honored to represent the business community for the Chamber. Our businesses play such an important role to the local economy here in San Leandro. Their investment in San Leandro creates jobs, manufactures products, provides services, and invites new neighbors to San Leandro. So I'd like to thank the mayor and the city council and all of the city staff for your partnership for this event and throughout the year. Thank you very much. And now, I'd like to welcome to the stage the keynote speaker of the evening, serving her second term as mayor of our great city, the Honorable Mayor Pauline Russo-Cutter.
There we go. Well, good evening. It's really nice to be here. On behalf of the City of San Leandro, I'd like to welcome you all to the 2019 State of the City. It's truly my pleasure to serve as the mayor of a city that values all of its people, woven kindness into our daily lives. Thank you to our community for trusting in my leadership for these next 4 years, because it's all of us working together that makes San Leandro the special city it is, where people want to live, work, and play. So welcome. It's an exciting time for our city, and I would like to share the progress we're making on key projects and initiatives, and to update you on some of our challenges and share our plans and ideas for the future. I know that when I'm talking to neighbors, knocking on doors, and even in the aisles of the grocery store, there are 3 topics that people want to talk about: getting more restaurants, fixing the roads, and issues around housing. We've heard you loud and clear. In the past few years, many new restaurants opened in San Leandro. The good news is that more and more restaurants are coming. Just this past year, we've seen the addition of Korean, Seoul, Chinese, sushi, bakeries, and a coffee shop. We also saw a record number of other businesses coming to San Leandro. We know that a thriving local economy translates to a better quality of life for all of our residents. Tonight, you'll find the word sustainability woven throughout my speech. When we hear this word, most people automatically think about the environment. While the environment sustainability is an important goal, sustainability as a concept can also be applied to so many other aspects of city government, such as our infrastructure, access to housing for everyone, city finances, and our efforts to be innovative, all of which you'll hear more as I continue. As mayor, I'm confident we can build a sustainable tomorrow together. We are taking on big challenges, working together for lasting solutions, and looking ahead to make our city a place that future generations not only want to live in, but will be able to find housing and be able to afford it. Let's start with environmental sustainability. A growing issue of concern at the national level with the threat of climate change has been environmental sustainability. This topic is one of concern to me. I'm both worried about our future, but excited about some of the key ways that we're reducing our carbon footprint. This is an area where there's a lot of opportunity for increased community involvement, and as we all have a part to play in addressing this complex issue. As we know, our climate is projected to grow warmer and experience greater changes in precipitation in the future. Current trends of intermittent wet and dry winters, followed by hot and dry summers, are leading to greater occurrences of wildfire and landslides. We also know that our shoreline is being threatened by sea level rise. Of course, we live in an area that has earthquakes, so we knew that we need to be prepared for all disasters. As a city, we have a duty to identify these types of local hazards and make sure the right resources are in place to keep our residents and our infrastructure safe. This past year, we increased collaboration between the city's Sustainability Office, Emergency Services staff, and the Alameda County Fire Department, which has resulted in a more coordinated public outreach focusing on climate emergency preparedness. Our fire department is holding more classes to get our residents trained for emergencies at the neighborhood level. It's so important to have a strong partnership with our first responders. We continue the process of updating our local climate action plan, which enables us to meet our ambitious goals of reaching a 40% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions by the year 2030 and an 80% reduction by the year 2050. That's ambitious. To help with these efforts, we are working across departments and agencies and in partnership with national organizations dedicated to finding sustainable solutions. We're also educating our residents and working with community-based organizations to engage and prepare. At the national level, our partnership with Cities of Service has been invaluable, and I'm proud to sit as a member on their board. They are a nonprofit organization that was founded thanks to former New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg with the goal of helping cities engage with their residents. With their assistance, San Leandro has launched several programs you've likely heard of, including our Adopt a Drain, where you can volunteer to take care of your local drain. It's very important. We were recently awarded $10,000 from the National League of Cities to expand community engagement around climate resilience. Through this grant and our partnership with them, I've met many mayors from across the country and learned many new ideas about how we can address the issue. This work also provides an opportunity for national attention to our city and all of the innovation programs that we are working on. Here in San Leandro, we hosted a first ever Resilient San Leandro Forum last October. The event was very well attended by the community and offered an opportunity for public education and engagement around climate change. Another big change for San Leandro residents comes from East Bay Community Energy. As of November 2018, they became the official electricity provider for San Leandro and for 11 other cities in Alameda County. For us, this venture provides greater opportunities for carbon-free electricity. While there is a bit of confusion at first, we're well on our way to providing cleaner energy at lower rates to our residents. We also are actively working with their staff to help the public better understand these new services. I also serve on the board of the Bay Area Air Quality Management District, or BACMA for short. Through this role, I'm helping steer regional efforts to reduce air pollution, making sure San Leandro has a seat at the table when making new policy. As you're hearing tonight, partnerships are very valuable, and I invite each of you to get more involved. It takes this kind of community effort for our infrastructure to prosper and thrive. Many may have noticed the amount of constructions going on in San Leandro. This is not only a function of private development, but also the amount of work the city is directly investing into our facilities, our roads, and infrastructure. We have embarked on a historic capital improvement program that will carry our city far into the future. Over the past 2 years, we have set aside $54 million for capital projects, plus $21 million more for street maintenance. We are also putting significant effort into improving the bike and pedestrian environment. Crosswalks at Tea Garden, Estidio, Bancroft, Wicks, and Doolittle are now under construction. And something I'm also very excited about are the renovation and upgrades we're making to our facilities and public spaces. Plans include an expansion of the police building and a new branch library near the Shoreline project, which you'll soon hear about from my colleagues in a video. This past summer, we began construction on nearly $14 billion of street rehabilitation work, the largest investment in decades. Ongoing projects will redo over 40 lane miles of our roads, all thanks to our voters for supporting Measure BB and upholding SB1. Because time and time again, the public has made it clear that roads repair should be one of our city's top priorities, we've also responded by investing an additional $2 million in extra paving equipment that will allow us to work faster and more efficient, performing these smaller pavement jobs in-house. In the next few months, we expect to break ground in the reconstruction of Farley Pool, and shortly afterwards at the Boys and Girls Club Pool. And we also have funding in place for a new competition pool at Washington Manor Park. If you'd like to learn more about it, please note the information about an upcoming meeting on Wednesday on the screen. You may also have noticed many of our existing playgrounds and open spaces are receiving new equipment and upgrades. We are also working on maintenance and upgrades to our storm drains and wastewater systems. Although these aren't very glamorous projects, they are incredibly important for public health and safety. We are also using the latest technology to inspect our pipes, including high-resolution cameras, so we can be as efficient as possible. All of these projects represent nearly $80 million in new investment over the next few years. Long-term, this work will ensure the condition of our infrastructure is kept in great shape and sustainable for future generations. But now, I think it's time to watch our City Council in action. One of the primary objectives of the City Council is to craft long-term sustainable solutions that provide citywide benefits for the entire community. The Council and I encourage the public to get involved and help us continue to build a strong foundation for a bright and sustainable future. I'm very proud of the projects you'll soon hear about from my colleagues, each of which are helping to improve our local quality of life and make you proud of our city. San Leandro is a city where kindness matters, and I believe we all have a part to play in making our town the best it can be.
Hello, my name's Deborah Cox, and I'm very honored to represent District 1 on the San Leandro City Council. The entire council cares deeply about improving both the quality and the appearance of our downtown. We meet almost monthly with the largest property owners and retailers downtown, and we've asked them to join with us in our mission to foster economic development and improve the quality of life. I'm now standing at the corner of Parrott Street and Washington Avenue, where plans are in motion to install a rainbow crosswalk across all 4 segments of this intersection. Beyond its prominent location, it was also selected because it's one of the 2 key entry points to our San Leandro Farmers Market. It will be well utilized by both our own citizens as well as folks from the outside. In addition to being an aesthetic improvement, this decorative crosswalk will serve to show how much the city has embraced our inclusiveness. So stay tuned. We plan to have a celebration once the sidewalk is completed, and we'll invite everyone to come and celebrate with us. I want to encourage all of you to come down and join with me here and experience all the wonderful things happening in the heart of downtown. See ya.
Hello, I'm Ed Hernandez, proud to represent District 2. I'm excited to share more information about the Bayfair Transit-Oriented Development Plan, as well as the Bicycle and Pedestrian Master Plan, both of which were approved in 2018. These plans provide the impetus for the city to install Class 4 bikeways, known as protected bike lanes, in both directions on Fairmont Drive between East 14 and Hesperian Boulevard. These particular bikeways will provide an extra level of safety because it will be physically separated from motor vehicle traffic with a vertical feature such as a flexible post, making them an ideal solution for busy roadways. In order to make these roadways more bicycle friendly, the city must reconfigure the travel lanes on Fairmont Drive between Hesperian Boulevard and East 14th. As always, we encourage San Leandros to learn more and provide feedback about this plan to make our roadways safer for any type of commuter, vehicles, and bicycles alike.
Hi, my name is Victor Aguilar, and I am proud to represent District 3 on the City Council. San Leandro is working on a number of technology projects designed to realize our vision of being a smart city, including offering free, publicly accessible Wi-Fi in locations throughout our city. We call this program SL Wi-Fiber. Here in my district, we now have in place ultra-high-speed internet throughout the western portions of Floresta Park. Thanks to the recently installed Wi-Fi access point, the children's playground, large lawn area, and bleachers for the baseball field will be well within range of this new service. SL Wi-Fiber also includes the downtown area, internet service at the bus stop on East 14th Street near Estudillo Avenue, and in the walkway between the bus stop and the downtown city garage elevators is now available. We know that free public Wi-Fi is a critical component of a smart city strategy. It allows residents, visitors, and businesses to benefit from the investments the city has made in technology. Public Wi-Fi can help students keep pace in schoolwork, as well as help residents find city and other government services online. We also know that projects like this not only benefit individuals, but our community and the region by fostering a better quality of life for everyone.
Hi, I'm Councilmember Benny Lee, and I'm proud to represent District 4. I'm standing in front of one of the beautiful new murals installed in our city last year. It was created by Bay Area artist Sarah Bowser, and it's called Peachy. The piece is unique in that it's not simply painted on the wall. The artist mimicked her trademark paper cut style by fabricating wooden cutouts that have been painted and mounted. This has created a clever 3D effect that changes the perception of the mural throughout the day. Public art enriches the city's visual environments, integrates the creative thinking of artists into local construction projects, and provides another means for our residents and visitors to experience our city's cultural diversity. Over the years, the city of San Leandro has made significant investments to beautify areas of the city with vibrant and original artwork. As a member of the City Council, it makes me very proud to help shape the issues and create a more vibrant, diverse, and livable city for all San Leandrans.
CORINA LOPEZ, Vice Mayor, and proudly representing District 5. I'm standing in the area which will soon become a new public safety dispatch center and community meeting room. It's been quite a few years since our existing police building last received any major upgrades, and this new facility will ensure that our first responders have the space, resources, and technology necessary to continue keeping our community safe. Once completed, this 9,400 square foot building will include a new police department central lobby area to better serve the public, along with the children's alcove. Other improvements will include new spaces to interview witnesses, along with improved offices for the records division, traffic division, and volunteers. This project will also clear the way for an expanded dispatch center that will better enable our public safety dispatchers to connect first responders to those in need of help. The theater space here in front of the building will also be turned into a fully modernized community room that will be open and accessible to local organizations and the public. I am also proud that our City Council has named the community room in honor of San Leandro's first person of color on our City Council, Serlene Grant. Our City Council is committed to improving the city's facilities and keeping San Leandro safe.
Hi, I'm Pete Ballou, and I'm proud to represent District 6 and all San Leandrans. Here in San Leandro, we're fortunate to have a world-class library system that's been in existence since 1906. Just in this past year alone, our main library and its 3 branch locations hosted over 675,000 visitors, which is pretty incredible for a city of 90,000 residents. The existing Mulford Marina Branch Library that I'm now standing in front of has operated since 1962 in a 1,200 square foot building that is nearing the end of its useful life. That's why we now have plans in place to replace this building with a brand new, state-of-the-art facility that's approximately twice the size of the existing building. We expect this new 2,500 square foot building will house a collection of over 15,000 items, along with a meeting room, publicly accessible computer workstations, and all outfitted with the latest technology. A grove of trees adjacent to the library also serves as the winter habitat of the monarch butterfly. For more than a decade, this library has hosted an educational program that highlights the annual return of these exceptional creatures. The new library is just one piece of our City Council's broader efforts to upgrade our city's facilities and support programming that benefit everyone. To quote Albert Einstein, "The only thing you absolutely have to know is the location of the library." Am I looking there? You're looking right.
I should have drank more coffee this morning.
In our mission to increase economic, was it?
And the bicycling.
Take 2.
This is going to be a lot of cuts.
Public art enriches the city's...
Almost made it.
and activate. Over the year. Over the
Who put these words together? One more time.
It's a lot of road.
One more time. Hello. No, it's great. Delivering a book. I hope we can use that footage.
A little bit more energy. That one felt a little bit sad.
Okay. Sad. More energy, he says.
Got it.
We're done.
You guys are stressful.
Then.
I really like that video. Our city really does fine. I was amazed at looking at it and how nice it looked. And it was just such a nice video. So I want to give another hand clap. Okay, seeing that section also of the police building makes me happy to know that our first responders will soon have a wonderful new facility that will provide them and us the space they need and the technology they need to do their work. We as a community are fortunate to have such dedicated enforcement personnel working hard every day to keep us safe. Okay, here in the Bay Area, we are blessed with a thriving economy, quality jobs, world-class university, and an amazing climate. The Bay Area is also the center of new technology and continues to add tens of thousands of jobs. However, not enough housing has been built to keep up with that. In the past 10 years, San Leandro has added about 6,000 jobs while only building a little more than 300 housing units. And many of these jobs are taken from the tech campus, Kaiser, and other well-paying businesses, while the housing built has mostly been for affordable low income. So we have some work to do to build all types of housing to keep pace with our residents. Housing shortages are not unique to San Leandro. They are a statewide issue, and we are seeing attempts to solve this problem through new state laws. To compensate for lack of housing, the state is considering new laws limiting local control. To address the situation, our council has identified areas where more density makes sense, and they are usually next to transit hubs. If we don't solve this issue locally, the state will continue to take away local control over our zoning. The city must seek out opportunities for well-designed housing at all levels, especially to help protect our at-risk residents and those who live paycheck to paycheck. We want to make sure that San Leandrons of all incomes have a safe, well-maintained, and affordable place to live. We're taking a multi-pronged approach, including streamlining new higher density housing near BART, protecting the most vulnerable through programs like rent review, tenant relocation, and landlord tenant counseling. And most recently, we are seeking increased protections for our mobile home residents too. San Leandro has conducted broad outreach and engaged in an intensive community dialogue in the last 10 years. Together, we have updated our general plan and created visions for our growing city, which include additional housing in the downtown and Bayfair areas. We are now at a point where making some of those visions a reality, with over 1,000 residents in the pipeline, with the large majority of those units proposed to be built near the San Leandro BART station and downtown area. For the past 2 years, the state of California is focusing on increasing their requirements for cities to produce more housing. So, according to the guidelines, we are meeting our mandated goals for affordable housing. But San Leandro has been identified as not producing sufficient market rate housing. Fortunately, many of the new units we have in the works will help address that need. For instance, a 687-unit apartment development was recently approved by the Board of Zoning Adjustments to be built near the San Leandro BART station. This project will include many amenities for its residents, and as one of the largest projects we have and that we've seen in the last 10 years. The city also regularly supports new affordable housing and will continue to do so. Across from San Leandro BART, as you probably know, Maria Alta project includes 115 units of affordable family rental housing and is now fully occupied. La Grita, the adjacent 85 units of affordable senior housing is nearing completion. This housing project was made possible by the partnership between Bridge Housing and the city, who has contributed over $10 million of public funding to build it. Using $5 million from the county measure A1, the City Council approved the 62-unit development near Parrott Street, which is expected to start at the end of the year. As mayor, my job is to make sure that things are running well today while also planning for the next 20 years. I'm committed to asking tough questions to make sure that San Leandro is supplying housing that is well-designed, sustainable, and affordable for future generations. As you can see, we're making progress, yet while doing so, we know that we need to protect the most vulnerable in the community from displacement and balance the concerns of existing residents with goals about our future housing and their concerns. Although these are tough issues to solve, we need to address them nonetheless. My fellow council members and I are committed to doing our part in a smart, thoughtful manner, consistent with the general plan vision that we all play a role in developing. Together with the community, we will address these larger issues and find sustainable solutions. Building housing is one solution, but we also need to look at human services aspect of housing and homelessness. Those persons who are most at risk have benefited from the homeless compact I helped broker in March 2016 between Building Futures, the Rental Housing Association of Southern Alameda County, and the city. Since the launch of the homeless compact, we've increased the number of folks served from 25 to 50, with more people now having long-term housing and receiving support services. Additionally, many other individuals have found shelter provided and other services and are reconnected to either their family or close friends. But we still have a lot of work to do. Our Human Services Department took an innovative approach to this effort by forming a task force to provide confidential case management. This group includes street outreach workers, police, and human service agency staff who work together and they implement a uniform approach which many other cities are now attempting to replicate. I'm really, really proud of these new, they set a new paradigm created by our Human Services Department because it's an excellent example of working with kindness with all of our residents. The Homeless Compact now is a model for public-private partnerships, and again, it wouldn't have been possible without the cooperation of all the partners. But probably the most important step to building a long-term sustainable future for San Leandro is making sure that we have a budget that's balanced and secure. Like most cities, we face challenges in the coming years. Our local economy has been strong and our revenues have continued to grow, and yet our costs are growing even faster. When your core business is service, then employee costs are most of the budget. And unfortunately, some of these costs are escalating at an alarming rate. This slide shows our annual cost for pensions. Like most other California cities, they are administered by CalPERS. A decade ago, CalPERS thought the system was, quote, superfunded, and cities could take a few years off for making contributions. Around that time, employees were also given more generous pension packages because the system was thought to be doing so well. But unfortunately, the dot-com crash came shortly after that, and things quickly changed, and so we've had to adapt. A core problem is that CalPERS made some assumptions on future returns that were too optimistic, so cities are being asked to make up the differences. The end result is that San Leandro's pension costs are going up significantly each year, even though our benefits have not gotten any more generous. In fact, employees hired after 2013 actually receive a vastly reduced pension. Another related challenge is that people are living longer, and in 2001, there were 2 active employees for every retiree. Today, there's only about 1.3, but actually, that's really a good problem to have. In response, I continue to believe that we have an obligation to uphold our promises and provide secure retirement for city employees, but we also need to live within our means. This means partnering with employees to find solutions. All of our labor groups have agreed to fully fund their own share of pension costs, which is a significant share of their paycheck. We also continue to set aside funds for our liabilities. 4 years ago, the City Council established a goal of putting $5 million over 5 years away. I'm pleased to share that today we have surpassed our goal and now have over $17 million set aside for these pension liabilities. By holding on to revenues during good times, we make it easier to survive the down times. In the next few years, the City Council and I, in partnership with our employees, will continue identifying solutions. We need to be competitive and attracting talent while controlling costs. Unfortunately, there are some options we can try and explore. The city has held the line on staffing and expenses increasing. As you can see here, our staffing is actually 15% lower than it was a decade ago. And although there are always pressures from the public, from our staff, and even from the council to add services, we believe that fiscal prudence is paramount. Our staff is very literally doing more with less, and I'm grateful for the pride and the professionalism that they bring to their jobs every day. It's also so important that staff from every city department has been devoted a significant amount of time over this past year to identify budget strategies to maximize our efficiency. This included identifying creative options to enhance our revenues, and they've been going at it line after line, looking at every single line item in the budget in search of savings. A way to strengthen our finances is to ensure that we have a thriving local economy. As I mentioned earlier, we have added over 6,000 jobs in recent years. This growth translates to stronger finances for the city, and yet it does place greater demand on our services. A strong economy translates to more revenue, especially sales tax. On this slide, you can see how San Leandro is doing. Every bar above 100 shows a sector where people are coming from other places to spend their money in San Leandro. Our cost increases can't be addressed with economic growth alone. If we're going to pay our bills without cuts to valued services, we also need to look at new revenues. Nobody likes to see a tax increase, but fortunately, the San Leandro community has been willing to consider them when they are needed to maintain service levels and address critical needs. The City Council is currently looking at several options, including an increase to property transfer tax. We currently have the lowest transfer tax of any charter city in Alameda County. This one-time tax is charged only when properties are sold, but it has the potential to bring in millions of dollars for essential services. We've also had some discussions about a parcel tax for public safety services. Police and fire services comprise over 50% of our city budget, and new funding would help us maintain a high level of service. This measure could also allow strategic investments and new technology. We've begun laying the groundwork for an extensive dialogue with the public about our options. We're going to have opinion surveys, community meetings, and a lot more discussion as we decide together what paths to pursue. Looking at the future, we'll work with the community to balance the budget so we're not kicking the can down the road. This will involve some tough decisions, but we're committed to developing sound strategies for services for the long haul. An area where San Leandro has really shined is in our efforts on innovation and building a smart city. Thank you. We know that to be efficient, we must invest in new technologies and leverage existing infrastructure. So, what does it mean to be a smart city, and what is our vision? Smart city efforts refer to the use of technology to better manage municipal assets and resources, while improving the overall quality of life. Some examples include smart parking and transportation systems, broadband services, and data analysis to make informed decisions. We spent many hours developing a fiber optics master plan that will guide these efforts. Completing this plan included multiple surveys and public engagement efforts, which allowed us to think about what we want to be in the next decade and how we want to get there. Some of the projects we have been working on Some of the projects we've been working on include rolling out the public Wi-Fi in our parks, new smart traffic signals, and streetlights, and other energy-saving projects. This past year, San Leandro partnered with the Tech Exchange by donating hundreds of used city computers. At our library, the city held a tech fair event and distributed those computers along with access to low-cost internet service to over 160 local families. It's a model built on partnership, and it dovetails perfectly with the other great programs offered at our library. Free Wi-Fi is a critical component of our smart city strategy. Offering the service allows residents, visitors, and businesses to benefit from the investments the city has made in the fiber optic networks. Publicly accessible Wi-Fi and the internet services we offer for free in our libraries and community centers have provided great public benefit. For example, public Wi-Fi can help our students keep pace in schoolwork and help our residents find services online. Okay, San Leandro is committed to digital equality for all of our residents. Ultimately, being a smart city is about you, the residents of this community. It's about putting people first and thinking about their needs and then using technology to help achieve those goals. Our work in San Leandro is showing the world what can be done with innovative thinking. San Leandro is a wonderful city to live in, and dedicated residents and business owners coming to meetings, staying informed, and sharing ideas. We can only grow stronger. We want folks to stay engaged. We want to see residents volunteer time to their city and to each other, to be a city where kindness matters, and we need everyone's help. So I ask each and every one of you to consider how you can give back to our community, whether it's by volunteering or sharing knowledge or expertise, maybe helping pick up litter, or maybe it's even keeping that train free of debris. I want to give you an enormous thank you to San Leandro Chamber of Commerce for co-sponsoring this event with us, and the school district for their continued partnerships. Thank you to Tony Farley and the Slam Academy for volunteering the time filming tonight's event and the public video that will be made available soon. I also want to recognize San Leandro's past and present leaders who are with us today, including our council members and past elected leaders, the city's department directors, boards and commission members, school board members, appointed officials, and community leaders. Thank you for your service. All of these things I have highlighted tonight take an incredible amount of work behind the scenes to get the job done, and I sincerely thank our employees for their dedication and their commitment. Thank you to all of our public safety personnel, including our police officers and firefighters, for not only their commitment to serve San Leandro with excellence, but also for their community involvement. Because in addition to keeping us safe, they bridge the connections and foster meaningful relationships with the residents to build the trust they exist today. I know I've enjoyed the many community events our police department has hosted this past year. And thank you to my council. Together, we work together. Sometimes we don't always have the same ideas, but we always get to the point together and we share it with the community. So thank you. And thank you to my family. To each and every one of you for supporting me and allowing me to give my all to this job of being mayor. I appreciate you. I also have saved a very important thank you and acknowledgement for last, because I want to highlight that without you, our residents, our businesses, and those who care deeply about San Leandro, we wouldn't be where we are today with such ambitious plans for the future. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for making it so enjoyable to be mayor of a city where kindness matters. To say that the 2019 State of the City is in the rearview mirror, feels good. I have the pleasure of introducing not one, but two Cherry Festival headliners this year, the Jets and Sweet Sensation. So I'll see you all on June 1st at the Cherry Festival. Thank you very much.